tangent lines and the derivative at a point. The slope of the curve y equal to f of x at the point P. Here we have x naught, f of x naught is the number limit as h approaches 0 of f of x naught plus h minus f of x naught divided by h. The tangent line to the curve at P is the line through P with this slope. So here on the spot we have these 2 points, P and Q. And here this line through these 2 points, that is secant line. So what we have here on this part, this is the same as finding rate of change in y divided by change in x. So that is equal to this formula that is given here on top. So the derivative of a function f at the point x naught denoted f prime of x naught is equal to limit as h approaches 0 of f of x naught plus h minus f of x naught divided by h. So this is derivative of a function. From this part we have all these, the following are all interpretation for the limit of the difference quotient. We can say the slope of the graph of y equal to f of x at x equal to x naught. That is same as having slope of tangent line to the curve y equal to f of x at x equal to x naught, or rate of change of f of x naught with respect to x at x equal to x naught, or the derivative f prime of x naught at x equal to x naught. So all of these are interpretations for the limit of difference quotient. Example, find the slope of the curve at the point indicated. So what we have here is y equal to x minus 3 divided by x plus 3. X is equal to 0. So what we have here is that y is what we have for our function. So f of x is x minus 3 divided by x plus 3. We have to find f of x naught and f of x naught plus h. So here first I'm going to find f of x naught, and our x naught is given that is 0. So what we have here, instead of x I used 0. 0 minus 3 divided by 0 plus 3. Simplify. F of x naught is equal to -1. Now finding f of x naught plus h. So f of x naught plus h, that is equal to our x naught is 0. So using 0 plus h instead of x here, we have 0 plus h minus 3, and denominator again here we have x. So using 0 plus h for x and then plus 3. So the answer is equal to h minus 3 divided by h plus 3. Now that we have f of x naught and f of x naught plus h, we can find our slope. So how we can find slope is using limit of f of x naught plus h minus f of x naught divided by h as h approaches 0. So this is equal to, instead of f of x naught plus h, here we have f of 0 plus h, and for f of x naught here we have f of 0, and we have the answers on this part. So using these we can find our slope. So f of 0 plus h, that was equal to h minus 3 divided by h plus 3, and our f of 0 is -1. So f of 0 plus h minus, here we have subtraction between. So minus f of 0 -1 divided by h. Now simplify what we have here on top in numerator. We have h minus 3 divided by h plus 3 plus 1. So it's negative times negative, that is positive. Here in denominator we have 1. So having same denominator h plus 3, we're going to have h minus 3 plus h plus 3. And then simplify, so combine like terms. Here we have 2h divided by h plus 3. That is what we have on top numerator. So we had 2h divided by h plus 3 and then divide by h. What we're going to have is 2h divided by h times h plus 3. Now find limit as h approaches 0. Here we can factor out h. So we can cancel that part, and what we have is limit of 2 divided by h plus 3 as h approaches 0. Now using 0 for h in denominator, we have 2 divided by 0 plus 3, and the answer is 2 divided by 3. So this is our final answer, and that is our slope. Find the slope of functions graph at given point, then find an equation for the line tangent to the graph. So over f of x is equal to 3x squared plus 5x, and here what is given for x naught, we have negative 2, and f of x naught is positive 2. So here on this part, when we're trying to find slope, we don't need to find f of x naught because f of x naught is given here on this part. So finding slope, we have to find limit as h approaches 0 of f of x naught plus h minus f of x naught divided by h. And here our x naught is negative 2. So we have f of negative 2 plus h minus f of negative 2 divided by h. So our h naught is negative 2. So what we have here in numerator, f of negative 2 plus h minus f of negative 2 that is given, it's equal to positive 2 divided by h. Now here finding f of negative 2 plus h, so instead of x here in our function, we have to use negative 2 plus h. So starting with what we have here is 3 times. For x we have negative 2 plus h, then we have square plus 5 times, again for x we have negative 2 plus h. And then subtract f of x naught, then divide by h. Now here on this part, negative 2 plus h squared, that is equal to 4 plus h squared minus 4h. Now multiply 3 using distributive property. 3 times 4, 3 times h squared, 3 times negative 4h. And here same thing, 5 times negative 2, and here 5 times positive h. And then here we have to subtract 2 in numerator. And finally divide by h. Now we have 2. What we have here, we have to simplify, so combine like terms. So now what we have in numerator is 3h squared minus 7h divided by denominator is h. We can factor out h. So what we have here is h times h minus 7 divided by h. We can cancel this part. So what we're going to have is the limit of h minus 7 as h approaches 0. Now use 0 for h. The answer is 0 minus 7. So it's negative 7. That is our final answer for our slope. Now finding our equation. So what we have here, f of x naught, that is y naught. So I'm going to use y minus y naught equal to over slope m times x minus x naught. Y minus y naught, or f of x naught, that is 2. Our slope is -7 times x minus x naught is -2. Now here, multiply -7, so it's -7 times x, -7 times +2, because here we have negative times -2, that is +2. So it's -14. Now y is equal to -7x. Here we have -14 plus 2, so that is -12. So this is our final answer for equation of the line. Find the point x, y at which the graph of y equal to 8x squared plus 7x minus h has a horizontal tangent. So the slope of curve of y equal to f of x at any point x, y is equal to limit of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h as h approaches 0. So now here, using our function, instead of x, we have to use x plus h. So we have 8 times x plus h squared plus 7 times x plus h minus 8. And then we have to subtract f of x. So in this case, our y is f of x, and that is 8x squared plus 7x minus 8. Now here on this part, x plus h squared, that is equal to x squared plus h squared plus 2x times h. Now we have to simplify what we have here in numerator. So first, use distributive property, multiply 8 by all these 3 terms, and here on this part, multiply 7, and here multiply all these by negative. So we have all these terms now combine like terms. What we have here in numerator after combining like terms is 8h squared plus 16xh plus 7h. Now factor out h, simplify. So what we have is 8h plus 16x plus 7. Now use 0 instead for h. So here we have 8 times 0 plus 16x plus 7, and that is equal to 16x plus 7. This is our slope. So here on this part it says our graph has a horizontal tangent, and the slope of horizontal tangent is 0. And based on what we had here, our slope is 16x plus 7. So that should be equal to 0, and then solve for x. So our x is -7 divided by 16. Now that we have our x, we have to use -7 divided by 16 here in our function and find f of x, or f of -7 over 16. So using 8x squared plus 7x minus 8, finding f of -7 over 16, instead of x we have -7 divided by 16. Simplify, the answer is -305 divided by 32. So the point that we have here for x, y, at which the tangent is horizontal, is -7 divided by 16 and -305 over 32. Find the slope of the tangent to the curve f of x equal to 1 divided by. square root of x at the point where x is equal to 1 divided by 4. So we have to find limit of f of x naught plus h minus f of x naught divided by h as h approaches 0. So here in this case, x naught is equal to 1 over 4. So here you're writing f of 1 over 4 plus h minus finding f of 1 over 4. So using 1 over 4 instead for x here in our function, and the answer is 2 divided by h. Multiply numerator denominator by square root of 1/4 plus h and simplify. So now what we have here, after I simplified numerator 1 minus 2 times square root of 1/4 plus h, and denominator we have h times square root of 1/4 plus h. Now multiply the numerator denominator by 1 plus 2 times square root of 1/4 plus h and simplify, because here numerator we have 1 minus 2 times square root, so we have to multiply numerator and denominator by 1 plus 2 times square root. So I multiplied numerator and the answer for that part was negative 4 times h. And here in denominator, multiplying and rewriting that part here in denominator, now we can cancel h. So on top we have negative 4 divided by square root of 1/4 plus h times 1 plus 2 times square root of 1/4 plus h. Now use a 0 for h. So here simplify. We have negative 4 divided by square root of 1/4 is 1 over 2 times 1 plus 2 times 1 over 2. So our answer is negative 4. That means f prime of 1/4 is equal to negative 4, or the slope of the tangent to the curve at a given point is negative 4.